Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a recent announcement that Binance made today about their new Binance Launch Pool program. So the announcement goes as follows, right? Introducing My Neighbor Alice on Binance Launch Pool. Farm Alice by staking BNB, BUSD, and CHR tokens, right? So Binance is excited to launch the 18th project on Binance Launch Pool, My Neighbor Alice, a social simulation blockchain game owned by players. Users will be able to stake their BNB, BUSD, and CHR into separate pools to farm Alice tokens for over 30 days, with farming starting from the 10th of March, which will be tomorrow. Binance will then list Alice in the innovation zone on the 15th of March and open trading for Alice BTC, Alice BUSD, and Alice USDT trading pairs. So Binance is very keen on retaining people to hold the BNB tokens, and one of the many ways they do this is by offering a program called Launch Pool, where if you hold BNB or BUSD or any other token that is a part of the program, you can stake it in their Binance Launch Pool platform, and you can earn a token of their announcing, depending on the proportionality of the Binance token or BNB token that you're staking in relation to other people's stake, right? And this will usually go on for 30 days. Sometimes there is overlapping launch pool, sometimes one is spaced out to the next one, but overall it's pretty consistent, and it's almost always in a monthly basis, right? So here they are announcing their 18th project, where they are launching, where they're planning to launch Alice token in the launch pool. And this is basically a social simulation blockchain game owned by players, right? So when it comes to gaming, blockchain based games are relatively less popular compared to traditional games, and I believe that there will be a specific market that the blockchain based games will have, and projects like Alice or My Neighbor Alice is aiming to capitalize on the lack of significant interest in the gaming blockchain industry that's currently in place, right? So the key things to note is that it's going to be a 30-day farming period, just like usual, and it will start on the 10th of March. So if you don't hold BNB, BUSD, or CHR and you want to participate in the launch pool farming program, then you might as well want to look into getting some BNB, BUSD, or CHR tokens. And the snapshot of all the recordings will be taken from tomorrow at 0 a.m. UTC, and Binance will subsequently list Alice token in the innovation zone on the 15th of March. So you have 5 days to farm this token before people start dumping it on the 15th. And this is a token that you may potentially want to hold long term, depending on the tokenomics and other parameters that we'll be seeing shortly. But it is a pretty cool and interesting way that Binance is using to retain people to hold their BNB tokens, right? So Alice launch pool details. So token name is My Neighbor Alice, or Alice for short. The total token supply is 100 million Alice tokens, right? Which is pretty cool. I really like tokens that are, a max supply of 100 million, and that's it. I don't want it to be 120 or 150 or even 500 or whatever, right? Because the token supply, the maximum token supply, is also going to play a key role in the price action of the token, right? In the long run. So launch pool token rewards is 3 million tokens, so that's pretty cool. Initial circulating supply will be 17.4 million Alice tokens. The smart contract for this token is not only in the Ethereum network, but is also in the Binance Smart Chain network, right? So one other thing that you need to keep in mind is, moving forward, I believe that all Binance launch pool based tokens will not only be available on the Ethereum based ERC20 token standards, but it will also exist as a BEP20 standards in the Binance Smart Chain, right? So that's something that you would have to keep in mind whenever you do any form of analysis, because that will definitely be a very important factor in determining whether the token price will be increasing or decreasing in the short term, right? So staking terms, no upper limit, no KYC required. It's pretty cool. Supported pools. So they have it in 3 different pools, as we mentioned, for the BNB, BUSD, and CHR pools respectively. And you have different allocations of tokens based on what you're staking, right? So 2.1 million Alice tokens among the 3 million tokens, with the majority of it is obviously going to go to the Binance coin staking holders, right? This is about 70% of the allocated amount for the launch pool program. BUSD holders will split a pool of 600,000 Alice tokens, which is 20%, and CHR is going to be 300,000 Alice tokens, which is 10%, right? So if you have some spare CHR tokens for the long run, you can stake it in Binance launch pool and earn some free tokens, based on the launch pool reward, right? Depending on the proportion of people who are staking CHS, you may be able to earn a bit higher or a bit lower, but it will all depend on how many people are willing to stake, right? So the farming period is from 10th of March to 8th of April, which is pretty cool. And you have a table for the daily allocation of Alice tokens. Initially it's going to be different from March 10th to March 14th, and from March 15th to April 8th the token allocation will decrease, right? Just so to prevent people from dumping this token in large volumes. They have a Binance research report, which we'll cover shortly. So basically, these are some of the key important points to note, right? Snapshots of the user balances and total pool balances will be taken each hour to calculate user rewards, which will also be updated each hour. So every hour you will be taken a screenshot of your holdings of one of those 3 respective tokens, and depending on how much you have on an hourly basis, they will calculate what is your allocation, right? Users will be able to accumulate the rewards calculated each hour and claim these rewards directly to their spot accounts at any time. So you'll be able to claim your rewards. So basically, you will have the staking option where you can stake BNB, BUSD, or CHS tokens, and at the bottom you have accrued Alice tokens, right? These accrued Alice token will have a small button at the bottom that will say claim, and you can claim it whenever you want, right? And it will be updated hourly, so you don't have to worry about that. Each pool's annual percentage yield and total pool balance will be updated in real time, which is also pretty cool. Although APY doesn't really make any sense for a 30-day farming period, right? Because none of the farms are going to be a year or even 6 months long. It's all going to be less than 6 months, or in most cases it's going to be 1 month. So it's pretty cool. Tokens can only be staked in one pool at a time. For example, user A cannot stake the same BNB in 2 different pools at the same time, but can allocate 50% of their BNB into pool A and 50% in pool B. So if you already have BNB, BUSD tokens staked for earning the recent launch pool token that is still undergoing, you can't use the same staked BNB to earn Alice tokens as well, right? You need to remove 50% of it, and then, or whatever percent you want, and then stake it in the Alice pool page in the Binance launch pool, and then stake it here in order to get Alice rewards, right? But bear in mind that by removing 50% of the tokens, or whatever percent you're removing, you are losing that much percent on the other token, but you're going to get a new token called Alice token, right? So that's something that you need to bear in mind. Users will be able to unstake their funds at any time and with no delay, and participate in any other available pools immediately. So there's no lockup period, which is pretty good. Tokens staked in each pool and also any unclaimed rewards will be automatically transferred to each user's spot accounts at the end of their farming period. So you don't even have to click the claim button. If you just keep accumulating it, once the farming period is over, Binance will automatically transfer this the amount that you accumulated into your spot wallet, right? Which is pretty cool. BNB stake and launch pool will still provide users with the standard benefits for holding BNB, such as airdrops, launchpad availability, and VIP benefits, right? So pretty straightforward. If you participate in the Binance launch pool, your BNB will still be available for any airdrops that they announce or launchpad or any other stuff, right? That's pretty cool. So let's look at the Binance research page to learn more about what Alice token is and what My Neighbor Alice is all about, right? So it's a social simulation blockchain game owned by players, pretty straightforward. My Neighbor Alice is a multiplayer builder game where anyone can buy and own virtual islands, collect and build exciting items, and meet new friends, right? So it's a pretty straightforward concept. In My Neighbor Alice, you play in a multiplayer environment where you play against other people. You can buy and own virtual islands, right? Just like Sandbox. I think in Sandbox you own virtual lands, but here you own virtual islands, and you collect and build exciting items and meet new friends, right? So basically you can collect stuff and you can meet new people and interact with them on the platform. It's a pretty self-sustainable platform, right? Inspired by successful games such as Animal Crossing, the game combines the best of the two worlds, a fun narrative for regular players who want to enjoy the gameplay experience, as well as an ecosystem for players who want to collect and trade non-fungible tokens, right? So similar to mini gaming, blockchain-based gaming platforms, you are able to own in-game collectible items. Some of them could be very rare, some of them may not, but you'll be able to interact in an environment, you'll be able to own, you'll be able to create your own. When you buy your own island, you'll be able to create and build your own infrastructure for the island based on the resources that are available in the game. And it's basically inspired from successful games such as Animal Crossing, right? And the game combines the best of the two worlds, a fun narrative for regular players who want to enjoy the gameplay experience, as well as an ecosystem for players to collect non-fungible tokens, right? So anyone can participate in this game, people who want to collect NFTs and people who want to play this game for the sake of enjoying it, and they like playing these kind of games, right? That's pretty cool. Alice is My Neighbor Alice's native utility token and is used in the following functions, right? This is a cool and interesting part about this token on how the functionality of the token is in the ecosystem. In-game currency, purchase assets and special skill sets in the game and in Alice's marketplace. So you can use Alice tokens as an in-game currency. You can use Alice tokens to purchase in-game items and also set special skill levels in the game in the Alice's marketplace, which is where you will be able to buy and interact. Governance, participate in the governance process through a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, with proposals and voting structures, example, platform operations and development. Voter incentives will be introduced to encourage voter participation, right? So again, governance is a very key component for any DeFi or decentralized based application, including in-game governance systems are very important. And by participating in their decentralized autonomous organization, you will be able to, by holding the tokens itself, you'll be able to participate in the governance proposals and develop the protocol further. And in order to incentivize people to not just play the game but also participate in governance proposals, they will incentivize governance by probably introducing some form of a reward where they will provide new tokens, right? Which is pretty cool. Stake Alice tokens to earn a percentage of platform revenue, plot sales, asset sales, and transaction fees, right? Again, this is a pretty cool and interesting concept, right? So when you stake Alice tokens, you're basically like the government, right? So in real life, whenever you buy or sell property, you pay property taxes or land transfer tax or whatever tax, right? And a portion of this tax, the majority of the whole tax goes to the government, and it doesn't really go to the people who are interacting in transacting with buying or selling land or houses or whatever, right? But in this game, you are basically the government. You earn a portion of all the plot sales by just staking Alice tokens. You can stake and you can also get asset sales whenever an asset is sold. I believe that there will be a small transaction fee, and that transaction fee goes to you if you stake Alice tokens. And you also get asset sale benefits where I believe there's also an option where you'll be able to earn small tax-like income when people sell items or buy items, right? Which will all come to you if you stake Alice tokens, right? I believe that this is kind of like the like next step in the evolution of staking, right? Because when you stake, you're just staking it in a platform and making more money. Okay, that is pretty cool. You are increasing your yield and all that, which is pretty cool. But by staking in a gaming environment like this one, you are also given additional incentives to stake, because you are now given this opportunity to be the landlord, or be the island owner, or be a part of the ecosystem where any interaction that happens in the platform, you will directly benefit from it, right? That's pretty cool. And player incentives: by completing quests in the game, players can earn Alice tokens. This design is to encourage user participation in the game and to maintain traction, right? So this is something that will be really useful for people who want to get into these kind of platforms very early, because when you come in early, you get to complete certain tasks within the game, which will make you earn Alice tokens, which you can stake in the platform to earn even more Alice tokens, and so on and so forth, right? So in order to initially incentivize people to participate in the ecosystem, they are going to give some quests to complete, which by completing you will be able to earn Alice tokens, right? And this will also not only encourage user participation, but also improve the traction of the ecosystem. And I believe that after the user base has reached a specific threshold, the user incentives would probably be dropped, or completely removed altogether, right? So if you're interested in accumulating as much Alice tokens, then by participating early in the ecosystem would be the best option, right? My Neighbor Alice develops its game economy on the blockchain to reward players as they participate in the game, and to distribute ownership of the game items. Again, pretty straightforward. Decentralized ownership through NFT based assets. Decentralized ownership of in-game assets such as islands, houses, pets, etc. Again, you are able to own all of these NFTs within the game in a decentralized way, right? That's pretty cool. Social features: in-game chat modules allowing players to communicate with people on the same island and to transfer tokens and assets to friends in the chat. Players can visit each other's islands and complete group quests together. So you can kind of form your friendship circle within the game itself. You can message people, visit their island, look at their stuff, and get inspiration from them to develop your own islands and interact with them, form alliances. It's like the whole real life scenario of socializing through social media platforms can be done in a decentralized way within the game, and you can also get rewards for participation, right? That's pretty cool. Marketplace: in-game marketplace allows users to buy and sell their assets. It provides more liquidity and financial incentives for gamers to purchase and create items in the game. So by participating in the marketplace, you're basically buying and selling someone else's NFT, which may or may not be rare, but I'm pretty sure that there are some rare elements to this game that will sell for millions of dollars, right? So if you come in early, you'll probably be able to own some of these for a fraction of BNB cost, right? And that, if you hold on to it, or if you want to sell it immediately because it's worth more, you can go to the marketplace and participate there in order to provide liquidity and financial incentives for people, right? And if you are a creator or if a builder, you can build or create NFTs within the game and sell it to other players, and be very engaged with the community, right? That's pretty cool. The project has raised $2.2 million from 2 rounds of token sales, where 21% of the Alice token supply has been sold at 10 cents per Alice token, and 0.8% of the token supply was sold at 12.5 cents per Alice token, right? That's pretty cool. The total supply of Alice is 100 million tokens, and the circulating supply when listed on Binance would be 17.4%. Again, close to 20%, but there's still a chance of initial inflation happening, but that shouldn't be a big issue if people are getting actively engaged in this game, right? So token type ERC20 and BEP20 versions, which you already know. Initial circulating supply is going to be 17.4 million Alice tokens. Total token supply is going to be 100 million Alice tokens. Binance launch pool allocation is going to be 3 million Alice. Binance launch pool start date is going to be 10th of March. Token allocation, again, you can see the various token allocations. You can clearly see that 21% was the highest that went to the private sale. I believe it's 10%, 10 cent per token, and 12 cents per token, 12.5 cents per token in 2 private sales was sold, and 21% of the total supply was sold. Public sale is 0.8%. Launch pool is 3%, ecosystem is 17.2%. I believe this is where you'll get the incentives or staking rewards and all that. Play to earn, you will be, this is play to earn is basically like the participation bonus or whatever that they plan to introduce. It's going to be 8% of token supply. Marketing is going to be 15%. Team and advisors is going to be 15%, which is a pretty nominal amount for teams and advisors. Foundation is going to be 20%, right? That's a pretty robust tokenomics in my opinion. I really have high hopes for this project, and I believe that this will definitely perform well because its tokenomics is pretty reassuring that the token won't get dumped in the early stages, right? Alice tokens were sold in a public sale on February 2nd at a price of 12.5 cents per Alice token. Please check here. Please check here link for more details. Right? Again, that's something that you can do if you want to dig deep into this. So this is the Alice token allocation again that we discussed in a pie chart. So Alice token release schedule. So basically, the main thing that this chart is going to concern us is about when will the the team and advisors, which is basically the yellow trend line, going to be. If you see, it seems like the allocation or release schedule is going to be pretty steady and streamlined. So there's going to be an initial of 4.5% of the total circulating total supply is going to be released to the teams and advisors, and you can see that it slowly increases to 6% and 7.5% and 9%, and then it reaches a plateau at 15% after, I believe it's July or March 2023, which it is pretty good in my opinion. I believe that this token release schedule makes sense and it's fairly reasonable, and in my opinion at least, I believe that this is not going to impact the price because again, the team is only going to be the team is going to get the new token slowly, and this will in the worst case scenario they can probably dump it and not worry about it, but I believe that they will have vesting schedules in place to prevent them from dumping their tokens, right? And I believe that the team should be aware of the fact that any blockchain based gaming ecosystem is going to take a little bit longer to develop and mature. So by if they plan to dump it soon, then I'm pretty sure that they are definitely not going to succeed with their project. So that can potentially harm them. But if you see the token allocations chart itself, I believe that it is reassuring that the team has a sufficient amount of vesting before more tokens get released to the team, right? So that's quite reassuring in my opinion. Now let's look at the actual website of My Neighbor Alice, right? You can go to myneighboralice.com to go and experience their gameplay or see how the pictures are or game screenshots are, right? It's a pretty straightforward and decent and simple website. Key game features include avatars. Each player is represented by an avatar in the game. The players could interact with the others through the avatar. Players could also modify the avatar by installing different assets into it, right? So you can use your own avatar, which is pretty cool. Virtual islands in the game. Players could either purchase virtual plots from Alice or in the marketplace. There is a scarce supply of plots in the universe, and each piece of land is represented in the form of an NFT token, right? Again, remember that this is both in the Ethereum network as well as in the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. So both of these platforms together combined have a limited amount of NFTs allocated to them. So when you buy an island, you need to make sure that you do sufficient amount of research to understand the gameplay before you buy something, because there are certain NFTs which may be more valuable than others, right? So when you're trying to buy virtual islands, it's always advisable to buy after understanding the gameplay and the gaming mechanisms, right? Because you don't want to spend a lot of money buying some island and and holding on to it where it doesn't really appreciate in value, and therefore you won't be able to sell it or something, right? So you don't want to be that person. So please bear that in mind. In-game assets, there are in-game assets that can be deployed into the game and they can be bought on the marketplace. Among them, houses, animals, veggies, decorations, and cosmetic items for the player's avatar. So you can pretty much build your own empire in this game. If you buy an island, you can go to the marketplace, buy literally everything, all the way from homes to pets to veggies to decorations and everything. You can buy a whole bunch of stuff and decorate your island and then probably sell it for a profit, right? I believe that's exactly how this game is going to work. And in the meantime, you can also form friendships with other players, chat with them, visit their islands and get inspiration, invite them to your island, and provide them with some inspiration. So that's going to be the key social component of this game, right? The Alice token is the main currency of the game. It enables players to exchange NFTs, buy land, and use specific DeFi products such as collateralization, buybacks, and staking, mainly in the first phases of the game development, right? Again, let me read this to you again. They have something hidden in this statement, right? Alice token is the main currency of the game. Okay, pretty straightforward. It enables players to exchange NFTs, buy land, and use specific DeFi products such as collateralization, buyback, and staking, right? So if you see, by holding Alice tokens, you can exchange NFTs between people, which is basically land and any in-game collectible items, right? Buy land and use specific DeFi products such as collateralization, buybacks, and staking. Okay, so you can do all of these things with this token, and this is the main point, right? Mainly in the first phases of the game development, right? So bear in mind that if you participate or play in this platform as an early adopter, you will have way more benefits than someone who's going to come in a few months time and use this game, right? Because initially you will have a lot more incentive to play this game at a cheaper and less well-known phase of this game, where you can literally like accumulate Alice tokens or land or any NFTs for mainly in the first phases of the game, right? Then there may not be the same benefit available after the first phase is over, right? So bear that in mind. If you feel like you missed out on so many projects at early stages, this project is literally telling you that they probably may not be available after the first stage, right? First phase of the game. So bear that in mind. This is the best opportunity for people to get in early and take advantage of this game's ecosystem, right? Game demo. So they have a video here where you can click and understand how the game itself functions and understand the game demo itself, which I highly recommend anyone who wants to play this game or even just participate in the launch pool program to know, because this tutorial will help you understand how much more you can do with this platform, or you can even test it out after watching this video, right? Or probably you may even like this game after watching this video. So I would suggest you to include this tutorial as well, or not the tutorial, it's also this video demo as well in your research, right? Gamified finance, a letter from Alice. One of our strategic visions within My Neighbor Alice is to create monetary incentives for the most committed and motivated players. Staking yield. Based on our staking and reward projections, we will allocate a fair amount of tokens on staking rewards. This will incentivize stakers to hold their tokens during the early stage of the game development, when some game features will still be under development, right? So again, staking is a big thing that's going to happen with Alice tokens. I believe a lot of people are going to stake their tokens because based on their staking and reward projections, they plan to allocate a fair amount of tokens for staking rewards, right? Which is pretty straightforward, because we already saw the the token allocation schedule, and they have a huge chunk of token percentage allocated for staking rewards, right? This will incentivize stakers to hold their tokens during the early stages of game development, when some game features will still be under development, right? So basically what they're trying to say is they're going to incentivize people to hold on to their tokens and stake it, because they will still be in the early stages of development, right? They don't want people to dump the tokens after a small spike in price, because the token because they feel the token is useless, right? But in reality, the gaming team wants everyone to hold the Alice tokens and stake it, and they're trying to do as much incentivizing mechanisms as possible so that everyone holds their token, right? If the if the team doesn't value this project so much, why would they do this, right? So that's one of the main reasons why I feel this token is going to succeed, right? They have a very strong team with a very committed vision, right? So NFT collateral, when a user buys NFT from the system, a percentage of the purchase price goes into a special collateral account associated with NFT, okay? User then has an option to sell it back to the system, destroy the NFT for the price equivalent to the locked collateral or a percentage of it. So basically it's a little complex mechanism where when you buy an NFT from the system, a percentage of the purchase price goes to a special collateral account associated with the NFT, okay? So when you buy something for, let's say, 5 BNB, a portion of it goes to the special collateral account associated with the NFT, and user then has the option to sell it back to the system, okay, destroy the NFT and get back the price for the price equivalent to the locked collateral or a percentage of. So you can either get back the price or you can get a small equivalent of it, right, depending on several factors, right? NFT rental. NFTs including land can be rented to other players. The smart contract will make sure that the borrower cannot resell or destroy the object, and make sure that the object returns to the owner when the rent period ends. So very cool and smart concept here. So when someone plans to rent a virtual land from you, how do you ensure that they don't burn it? Because the previous point says that you can burn NFTs, right, within the ecosystem. How do you prevent someone who's borrowing an NFT from not burning it? Here they address that issue by saying that the smart contract is designed in such a way that it cleverly prevents a borrower to destroy the original owner's land or NFTs, right? And this will make sure that nobody is trying to do something funny or strange within the game. And also there's a timeline where the borrower should have to return back the NFT along with the interest, I believe. And once the timeline ends, the owner of the land gets the land back to his ownership, his or her ownership, and they also get the interest that's owing from the borrower, right? It's a pretty cool concept. I really like this game already, even though I haven't played it, right? Again, I believe that there's a lot of other things that they've covered. I just want to quickly go through things quickly. Decentralized governance. My Neighbor Alice aims to become a truly user-owned game with its own decentralized organization called Community Council, governed by the community. Collectively, users are able to decide the use of revenue from island sales, in-game asset sales, and traditional game distribution channels. In the meantime, they can also decide on the project development schedules and token buyback schemes, right? So basically, by participating in their governance mechanism, by holding the Alice tokens, you'll be able to see what you can do with whatever fees are being generated, how to develop the platform, so on and so forth, right? Investors and partners, so they have some pretty big investors here. Sandbox, which is also a very popular project that was launched on the Binance Launchpad. It's also based on lands and NFTs and in-game purchasables and all that stuff. It's basically similar to Sandbox, and it's interesting to see Sandbox themselves be investors and partners with the Alice project. And they have Bella, Anchor, Maker, DAO, Bounce. Some of the big names are visible here, so they're all helping this project grow, and they're definitely having a stake in this project, right? Islands. After the piece of land has been purchased from Alice or in the marketplace, players can change the form of the terrain and decorate it with various in-game items such as houses, lakes, decorations, animals, plants, and other things that can be purchased additional, right? So once you get an island like this one, You will have opportunities to add, decorate it, build houses, do whatever you want with it, add more and more things to the island to make it more attractive to sell to other people, right? NFT marketplace, game items could both be traded through the in-game marketplace and also the NFT marketplaces on other blockchains. It creates liquidity for the assets created through the game and also encourages more players to participate in building the Alice world, right? Again, this is the marketplace. You can purchase and sell and interact with the ecosystem to either buy more or sell more or whatever, right? You can pretty much do everything within this marketplace ecosystem. Alice token is the native currency in the game. It allows token holders to play, invest, and also be part of the game, right? Pretty straightforward as well. Purchase game items. Alice can be used to purchase in-game assets, land, and cosmetics for the avatar. Play to earn. Users can earn Alice tokens through participation in different in-game events such as competitions, right? Again, this is something that I would definitely recommend anyone to look into. Staking rewards. Alice tokens can be used in the system to earn staking rewards. It is designed to encourage users to hold tokens and support the ecosystem, right? Again, that's something that we already discussed before. Governance, we already covered that before. Token metrics, something which we already covered before. They have made it much more clearer here when it comes to the actual token amount itself. You can see how much is allocated for each and every team and for each and every purpose, right? They have a very cool roadmap here. You can clearly see that in Jan 2021, they stream early prototype access to the token holders, plot trading, social feature chatting, visiting, acquisition of assets, houses, fences, first quest, and so on and so forth. On July 2020, they plan to add decentralized finance, DeFi, which includes borrowing, lending, and collateralized assets and all that for Alice token. They want to make it multiplayer in July 2021. More quests and gameplay activities that reward tokens, right? Again, that's pretty interesting. September 2021, they plan to release for their DAO, which is going to be fully decentralized. Choose the name of your neighbor. You can also choose to name your neighbor if you want to within the game. More quests and gameplay activities that reward tokens. Addition of characters and NPC, right? Again, so many cool things coming in the pipeline. December 2021, farm and craft. I can't really see this fully. Farm and craft, in-game auctioning of NFT assets, additional gameplay, community created events, right? Pretty straightforward. Jan 2022, full release, avatar customization, new clothes and hairstyles, eye color. It's so funny how all the major stuff is happening before 2022, and in 2022 they're adding new avatars and eye color and clothes and all that stuff, right? But anyway, overall, pretty good roadmap. I would definitely encourage anyone to have a look into this game before you purchase or participate in the launch pool, right? And they have information about their founders. Pretty cool way of presenting themselves, which I really, admire from this team. My Neighbor Alice, down on the white paper. I would definitely recommend any one of you guys or every one of you guys to read the white paper and understand the project before you put your money in this project or even put your money into any of the tokens in order to harvest or farm this token, right? Will be released on Stream 2021 for everyone to play. No wallet or blockchain skills needed. That's pretty cool. It's definitely friendly for the retail investors, right? So again, pretty cool information. They also have FAQs so that you can understand more about the game. I suggest you guys to go to their website, myneighboralice.com, to understand their white paper and to see how things are going to happen within their ecosystem. They also have this cool, background, tutorial to show how you can build and improve your stuff within the game, right? Again, overall, I believe that this project has very high potential to grow. Immediately after the Binance launch pool, there will be initial dumping of the tokens from the Binance launch pool, which is pretty common. But once the price has reached its stability period, it will definitely start, pumping hard because, and more people who come into this ecosystem will definitely have a lot of incentives to participate and earn more Alice tokens, right? And this will definitely drive the price of the token up. The vesting schedule for the team seems to be logical and meaningful, and at the same time, you can see that the max supply is also not that great, but the circulating supply, as like any new tokens, can experience a little bit of price slumping initially, because new tokens may potentially be continuously sold in the market if people don't find value in this project, right? If the project were to actually capture retail and veteran interest, I believe that this project has a high potential to succeed, just like Sandbox and many other projects that came before it, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.